Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Few dishes deliver comfort like a well-made clam soup. It's a staple across coastal regions, from New England's creamy chowders to light Italian broths. Simple yet deeply satisfying, this soup adapts to local flavors while keeping the briny sweetness of fresh clams front and center. What makes clam soup so enduring? It's flexible, whether you want something rich and hearty or light and fragrant. Every bowl tells a story, often tied to family recipes or seaside traditions. This guide will help you recreate that warmth in your own kitchen. The history and cultural significance of clam soup. Clam soup isn't just a dish, it's a reflection of coastal living, shaped by necessity and tradition. For generations, communities near the water have turned clams into hearty meals, stretching limited resources into something nourishing. Over time, these simple preparations evolved into regional specialties, each with its own story. Origins of clam soup in coastal communities. Before refrigeration, coastal towns relied on what the sea provided. Clams were abundant, easy to gather, and quick to cook. Native Americans in the Northeast used clams in stews long before European settlers arrived, often combining them with corn and beans. As fishing villages grew, clam soup became a working-class staple. It was cheap, filling, and packed with flavor. In New England, cooks simmered clams with salt pork and potatoes, creating the first versions of what we now call chowder. Elsewhere, like Portugal's Algarve region, fishermen's wives made a corda de marisco, a bread-thickened clam stew that fueled long days at sea. Key reasons clam soup thrived in coastal diets. Accessibility. Clams were easy to harvest without boats or nets. Versatility. They worked in broths, creamy soups, or even with pasta. Preservation. Dried or smoked clams extended their shelf life. Clam soup in global cuisines. From creamy to brothy, every culture has its own take. New England clam chowder might be the most famous, with its milk or cream base, but other versions are just as rich in flavor. Zuppa di vongole, Italy. A light, garlicky broth with clams, white wine, and parsley, often tossed with spaghetti. Jeonbokjuk, Korea. A rice porridge made with clams, sesame oil, and ginger, valued for its soothing qualities. Asari miso soup, Japan. Tiny clams add briny depth to miso broth, often served as a breakfast staple. Even within the same country, recipes vary. Manhattan chowder uses tomatoes, a nod to Italian immigrants, while Rhode Island's clear broth version keeps it simple. The one constant? Clams bring the taste of the ocean to every bowl. Essential ingredients for perfect clam soup. The magic of clam soup lies in its ingredients. Get them right, and you'll have a dish that's balanced, flavorful, and deeply satisfying. But use the wrong clams or skimp on seasonings, and you might end up with a dull, watery broth. Here's what you need to nail every time. Fresh versus canned clams. Pros and cons. Fresh clams are the gold standard. They deliver a briny sweetness that's hard to match. If you live near the coast or a good fish market, they're worth the extra effort. Just make sure they're alive. Closed shells are ones that close when tapped, and grit-free after soaking. Canned clams are a solid backup. They're convenient, shelf-stable, and still pack plenty of flavor, but texture and depth suffer slightly. Here's the breakdown. Fresh clams. Pros. Brighter flavor, firmer texture, natural broth when steamed open. Cons. More prep, cleaning, debearding, shorter shelf life, higher cost. Canned clams. Pros. Ready to use, affordable, available year-round. Cons. Softer texture, sometimes tinny undertones, less complex taste. Tip. If using canned, opt for high-quality brands packed in clam juice, not water, to maximize flavor. Key aromatics and seasonings. Clam soup needs layers of flavor to shine. Start with a strong base, then build from there. These are the non-negotiables. Aromatics. Garlic. Adds pungent warmth. Onions or shallots. Sweetness to balance the saltiness. Celery. Earthy freshness. Herbs and spices. Thyme or oregano. Herbal depth without overpowering. Bay leaf. Subtle bitterness that rounds out the broth. Red pepper flakes. Just a pinch for a gentle kick. Liquids. White wine. Brightens the broth. Dry varieties like Sauvignon Blanc work best. Clam juice. Boosts seafood flavor if using fresh clams. Don't forget the finish. A squeeze of lemon or a handful of fresh parsley lifts the whole dish. We've covered the basics of making clam soup, but stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore more advanced tips, tricks, and variations. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.